Guillermo comes to you and says, I want to make a movie about a mute cleaning girl and a fish man. What's your reaction?
Well, I just said to him, I feel like it's been in so many times before. Can we come up with something a bit more original? No, of course, only he's the one who could say that, and he's the only one who could do it. So with anybody else, it's no, and with him, it's like, yeah, let's do that.
And then when you actually read the script, I mean, it's such a beautiful, moving story. What did you see? Did it sort of match what ultimately was on screen?
Yeah, I think it did. I mean, just as I was reading it, you don't really know what to expect, much as when you see the movie, you really don't know what to expect. So it kind of, is beautiful in so many ways. And you had to, just as you can see the movie over and over and get more out of it, it was the same thing. I had to read it a few times, and there's a lot going on metaphorical level, and it's, even though it's set in 1962, it's kind of about what's going on today. So there's all of that. So yeah, I read it and I was thrilled, and of course, it's something you got to roll up your sleeves on because there was nothing really simple about it.
I have to ask, so did you have basically a sign language advisor on it? How did you deal with that aspect of the film? Because that's a producing challenge.
Yeah, Sally is really a perfectionist in that way, so we set her up about 3 months beforehand with an ASL teacher who she worked with a few times a week. She really wanted it to be second nature by the time she got to it. She didn't want to have to think about the sign language, so she could really just inhabit the character. So that was something, we were 2 years ahead on the suit, we were well ahead on the sign language, and those kinds of things that, make the difference, where if they're wrong, they're gonna wreck your movie. We took care of that.
No, you got it very, very right. I love the sound that you use for the creature. How did that come about? Was that something that you went in knowing? Did that come about in post? I'd gurgle, but it would be really bad.
Well, the funny thing is, it's all in post. But one interesting thing is Guillermo actually did some of the sounds.
What did he do?
So, well, if I did them now, I'd embarrass myself. It would sound like or whatever.
Yeah.
But he did, our sound designer did some of them, some actors did some of them, and Guillermo did a good number of them. So it's kind of a cute, if you look in the credits, you'll see creature vocals by so-and-so and Guillermo del Toro.
Nice, okay, so keep an eye on the credits. As a producer, when you are shepherding a film like this, which is something that, is a little bit hard to describe and really needs to be seen, how do you take it out there and sell it? How do you convince others that this needs to be done?
Well, I think part of it is Guillermo, who's reached a point in his career that whatever he wants to do probably has some merit, and this was obviously a movie that was in his wheelhouse. And also, Fox Searchlight, they're a great partner. They're making the kinds of movies that people need to make. The middle, it's tough in the middle. With superhero, you're fine. With a micro-budget movie, maybe you're fine because it's not as risky, but with something like this, there is a little bit of a risk, and so we applaud them for taking that risk on our film and on others like it. But they were all in right off the top. They bought it. Guillermo took them out to his little museum in the valley with all the props and told them the story there, so it was a lovely backdrop to pitch.
All right, so one of your pieces of advice to up-and-coming producers who are trying to pitch something that is neither micro or superhero is provide visuals, do a pitch where they can really see it.
I think it's just be passionate about the story, know the story, and hopefully it's a story that resonates with you so that you can pitch it properly, and then, you've got to own it. And that's what it is. If you're doing something that's been done before, it's probably not as interesting. If you're doing something original, you've got a better chance. I mean, with some people who want to take a chance, you've got to find the right partner who believes in your vision and wants to take a chance.
Well, I'm so glad you took a chance on this. I love it, and congratulations. Have a wonderful time tonight.
Thank you so much.